introduce the class. It's about time to start. Welcome back to the marketing class, International Marketing. I'm Sean Watts with Yonsei University. Today we are going to be talking about information, strategy, and internationalization, and we're using a specific case study with the diaper wars. And this is actually from a great school, I think one of the best schools for case studies. It's one of the schools that I am associated with in Canada, yes, okay. University of Western Ontario, Ivy case study. It's related to bees in some sense. How is it related to bees? We will talk about this later. So what exactly is this? We will eventually talk about. But beforehand, this week we are talking about diapers. Yes, I do not have on diapers today. Not yet. Give me a few years, maybe. But next week, I'm wondering what type of topic you guys are interested in studying. We will be going through the textbook, and you know, with the textbook online, there's all of the topics that we study. And we have talked about strategies, we've talked about information and demand, we can talk about loyalty and relationships, and then the next topic is going to be combined consumer markets and the business markets. Some students have suggested special topics, and if we go into our class files, the case study information, there's a lot of information here. For example, today's topic is here. Here's some of the information we can study. We've already finished this Google case study and the Google in China case study combination. We can talk about soon how Khan Academy is interesting, such as with online education, but for businesses, how can businesses benefit? Businesses can start hiring new employees after you show you have studied Khan Academy online. For example, there's a competitor to Khan Academy called Coursera and another one called Allison. With Allison, it's very easy to take a course and get a degree or get a diploma for free, get a certificate for free after you finish. So you can take a international marketing class, and once you're finished on Allison, they can give you a certificate or a diploma. If you have that certificate, you can show the company, and then they will let you have an interview. So it's one way for companies to actually start hiring people more efficiently. They know what you know. They know how you have been trained. Then when you get into the company, if they want to give you more training, like Samsung or Hyundai in Korea, after you join, they give you a lot of training, and they spend a lot of money for people like me to go and teach you. But the new style of management and the new style of employee training is to take employees and tell them they have to study online with these courses. You can get a certificate in project management, or a certificate in international sales, or a certificate in tourism management. Whatever you want, that is now a new type of employee training or executive education. So if you want to focus on that, there's lots of information here. It would be great if we could find information about Allison, which is not talked about as much as the American information. Otherwise, some people suggested for next week we start talking about the analytics, social media analytics, big data analytics. And let's see if I have a little bit of information about that. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think I have a little bit of information about social media analytics. There are many different papers here. So obviously it's very important. If you're interested in talking about this stuff, please let me know. What would you prefer? Can I see a show of hands? How many people would like to focus on social media next week? Just 1, 2, 3, 4. That looks okay. It looks like you guys win. The rest of you guys, you snooze, you lose. Sucks to be you. next week we're going to study some of this. So I would like to suggest, since we have so much information, and I have seen a lot of you have started to find information online, and you've been sharing the information in Facebook, I'd like to try to coordinate it together. So today, I would like you guys to try to work in groups, and maybe in groups of 3 or 4 students, chat together. What information did you find and put on Facebook? What information is most interesting? What information is most useful for marketing? What information do you think is boring or not very good? Share some of this information with the class, and then after one group shares, the next group shares, the next group shares, then we will talk together. What can companies use to benefit, or how are companies benefiting from this information? Next week, we will do the same. Next week, in groups, pick one of these and work together to try to plan in class to present some of this information. And you can see here, for example, this is one file. This is the regular case study to give you information. But this is special notes to tell you what is important or what is an activity to talk about with the case. So this type of group makes it easier to discuss in class. And there's a bunch of these. If we're going to go through these, I will put online the names of some of these cases that are most useful. For example, talking about Britney Spears, fun, but I might skip these. I would suggest, first of all, this file here is a very interesting file on social media that students made in the past. If you want to look at this, this would be a good place to find information to put in your talk next week. This file obviously relates to marketing. It's talking about how new marketing must use social media. So the new hybrid of the promotional mix. The next one, this file here, social media. How to use social media to dialogue with customer. That is a good case study. I hope one group will take this and discuss details so you can teach other people what are the top 3 things to teach people how to use social media. How can you talk with your customer? We know Facebook, we know Naver, we know many social media programs. How can you use it to interact with customers best? So how to use social media to dialogue with the customer, that's an important one. These are closer to more basic case studies. Social media, understanding the building blocks of social media. So this one, this one, this one, these are all valuable case studies, pretty easy to understand. The next one is predictive power. If we go through this, looking at social media, understanding the predictive power of social media is very important to look at. So, any questions? Next week, social media. This week, we're talking about the diaper war. Let's start with going through and finding out in groups. We have everybody here, but which group has information to discuss for the diaper war? You guys can get together for 2 or 3 minutes, start going around and try to show people, if you have your smartphone on Facebook or if you've used Naver, show other students what file you have and the importance of the file. And try to find if another student is interested in the same thing. Okay, let's take 3 minutes to get up, walk around, move around the class, show other students what you have, what you found, or show other students what is on the Facebook site. So today, do we have Che Jonggu? Are you here? Not here? What about Kim Mingo? Here? Would you like to start sharing some sort of info? You don't need to talk. You can get somebody else from your group to talk if you want. But what is some information you found maybe about this stuff? To help with, you found something, but before you start, why am I showing you this? This is just cloth. Why am I showing you this? For it's related to the diaper war, yes. How is this related to big fat baby diapers? Yes, disposable diapers, the new modern disposable style diapers, they're made of basically a bunch of paper inside cloth with plastic on the outside. That's sort of the modern style. But there's the super modern style of diaper is different, and the traditional style of diaper is also different. So paper inside, that's semi-modern. What is the super modern or the super traditional style of diaper? Anybody? Yes, what's the traditional one? Cloth. The traditional one is, yes, you're just using the cloth diaper, right? And where did this come from? This idea usually started from where? Where is it strongest now in the world? Yes. This now is the most popular form of diaper in Japan. Are there any Japanese people here? No? So I can make fun of Japanese people since they're not here. Maybe online they can get angry, but not in class. Nobody's going to throw something at me. So are Japanese people crazy? Should they be using the new style or the super modern style? Let's take a look at the background of this. Some of you are new to Korea. Some of you are not too new. Maybe I have been in Korea longer than you. But I know traditionally in Korea, you have a custom related to this. You have a custom related to diapers in Korea. Maybe you don't even know. Does anybody know what that is? A hint, it's related to housewarming parties, jipteris. What is your culture in Korea for a housewarming party? If I have a new house, I bought a new house, I moved into my new house, and you come visit me for the first time, what is Korean culture? You used to buy a lot, now not just used to, still, isn't it? Many people buy a lot of toilet paper. Why? Traditionally, it's also connected to when somebody gets pregnant. When a family is about to have a baby, traditionally, the mother-in-law would give the new mother with the baby many different cloth diapers. That's Korean tradition. Maybe before you were born, but it is Korean tradition. And that changed into the jiptori. For modern style Koreans, after they started to get rich, they started to have more house ownership or moving into a new house. And when you move to a new house, your friends will give you cloth. But today, it's not like this. Today, it's Kleenex or toilet paper. So some of the Americans might find it interesting when you're new to Korea and you invite people for the first time to your house to have a party. Some Koreans will come and give you a big box of toilet paper. And the Americans are, what? I wiped? What are they saying? Or what else do they do in Korean culture? Tissue is one thing that you give. What is another thing that you give? Money. Money? You need to come visit my house more. What is more popular? Juice. For a new housewarming party, usually there's two things that are traditional that you would give. Tissue or soap, right? This is interesting. I am teaching the Korean students. Yes, that's Korean culture. So foreign people, when they come here and they invite people to their house, sometimes they're shocked when a visitor comes to your house and gives you a bunch of soap and tissue. What does that mean? Do I stink? Something like that. It's not related to that. It's related to just the idea of taking care of the family, taking care of your culture, giving cloth for new family or giving tissue and soap for new homes and things. So the diaper war is definitely connected to our culture. North America, the culture is a lot newer. We might not have as many traditions like that, but it's something to think about. What did your group find out? When you were reading about some of these things, what did your group think was interesting?
IBM case. IBM case shows us big data use case. There are 5 ways. One is big data exploration. It has to 360-degree Celsius view of customer. Security intelligence extension. Operation and analysis. Data warehouse modernization.
Okay, so you were talking about this stuff. How companies should use big data for interacting with the customer. And for the chapter that we're studying is talking about, chapter 3 is collecting information. There's almost no better way to collect information than to analyze big data. Big data is all of the information. And IBM is an expert in finding this information. Good. What are the other companies that are experts in managing big data? IBM is one. What are the biggest MIS companies in the world? You should know. SAP, or it's actually called SAP. SAP has kind of a negative sound in English, but SAP sounds good, yes? An Oracle, yes. Oracle calls the other company a SAP, but yes, it's SAP is one of the world's biggest data information companies, or data analytics companies. It's a good idea to know that. And of course, the new competitors to big data is who? What is an example of a competitor to the $1 million big data? A hint? You guys are probably texting somebody on it already this morning. Google Analytics, Naver Analytics, Facebook Analytics, they are all competition doing almost the same thing as this. Yes. I would like you guys to think for the rest of the semester, just in the back of your mind. There's no assignment, but in the back of your mind, what is good management? Good management is making a good strategy. Of course, that's chapter 1 and 2. Chapter 3 is good management must get and manage the information. So the biggest companies will spend millions of dollars on MIS, Management Information Systems companies. Smaller companies will just use the social media analytics. I would like you to think, if you are working for a company and they want you to help make the company look nice, if your job is to make your company be a nice guy, how can you work with that? How can poor people compete? If poor people don't easily have tuition money to go to famous universities, how can they compete with social media analytics and this management information systems, multi-million-dollar systems? So yes, thinking about all of these things is very important. Anything else you would like to talk about, or would you like to share with another group? Are you guys finished?
Yeah, I finished.
Okay. Who's next? Your turn? Congratulations. Lucky contestant number 3. You don't need to speak. Anybody in your group can speak. What did your group find?
I found about Procter and Gamble versus Kimberly Clark. These days, Kimberly-Clark focus bamboo, and Procter and Gamble focus cooperation with public institutions.
Yes, I saw that. You found, where is it? Not here. This one, right? This is what you were talking about? And so we found in here, this is a very good marketing article. This is a supply chain information website, and they are showing information from November 2012, how Kimberly-Clark and Procter & Gamble are now focused on trying to be the nice guy. They're trying to show the world that they care about the environment. And yes, what did you find? What are these companies doing to protect the environment? What are these companies doing to help with climate change? What are these companies doing with their customers' focus? What did you find? What are they using? Yes, yes. You don't need to be quiet. Yes, you're aware. They're starting to use bamboo. Yes, that is the new style. Does anybody know much about bamboo? Do you have any idea of why they're using bamboo instead of paper, regular wood pulp, in the diapers, or in the tissues, or in the feminine products, or the female maxi pads, mini pads, those things? Why do they start to use bamboo instead of wood pulp? Yes, this story is talking about how bamboo grows much faster. And they say it is better for the environment with the carbon emissions and things. They have less of a footprint when they're talking about these things. Also, regular wood can get moldy, but bamboo supposedly is anti-mildew, and it doesn't have the mold or the fungus problems, and it's better to have close to your body. So those are some areas that companies are starting to compete with other companies, but they're competing with other companies in a way that's better for big business. They're using the idea of information. It's not just to make money. They know that they have to keep the customer happy. Getting the money from the customer is important, but if the customer cares a lot about the environment, we can show we're not cutting down the giant trees in Brazil, or we're not cutting the rainforest trees. We are growing special fast trees, bamboo trees, which is better for the environment. So many customers that care about the environment will choose your company and buy your product, especially with diapers. Why with diapers? Because a lot of customers don't usually care about the price of diapers. They care about taking care of your baby at any price. So if it's good for the environment, that's extra good. So this is one thing that companies are doing with information management. Thank you very much.
In our group are interested in changing trends. This is excellent. This is excellent brand image. They have planned to reduce the water use. They are best amount of water they use in the manufacturing process. So they try to reduce water use. Each goal is to reduce water use by 25% by 2015.
So they're trying to reduce water with the companies and stuff. It's the same idea as the bamboo. Companies now realize to have customers want to buy your products, you must care about what the customers care about. So if the customers care about water, and if the customers care about the environment, you must show that's what you're doing. Some companies, they focus on bamboo. Some companies focused on water. How does that relate to 2014? Now it is the end of September 2014. Is this a new story or is it an old story? Is it something that is very popular around the world now? What are some things, hint, hint, you just read this. This is what you put in our class website. What is this? What is this? What is this? This is what a different student put. But what is this? What is this? And what has been happening in June, July, August, September around the world? Very popular in North America, related to water. Some people in Africa think it's not so good that they're doing this with water. Yes? The Ice Bucket Challenge. It's a huge thing around the world, and it is related to marketing. What is the Ice Bucket Challenge? You get a bucket, lots of water, lots of ice, you put it on your head. Why would you do that? Why is that related to marketing? Why is it also, question number 1, why is it related to marketing? Question number 2, what is it? Question number 3, why is it a problem globally? Any answers? Emily? So what is it? The ice bucket is the ALS. It's a disease ice bucket challenge, yes?
And it's used for marketing so that people will donate money every time they do the challenge.
Right. Some people that are very smart with marketing, they just happen to work with a health research center that are researching the cure for a disease called ALS. And those smart marketing people, they know social media is very big. They know popular people can market the best because popular people share information to other people a lot. That's popularity. And so they found also in the summertime, it was hot. People are getting very hot and uncomfortable. They want something exciting to do. So in North America, these smart marketing people, they found very, very popular athletes, and they got the athletes to start dumping buckets of ice water on their head because it's a hot day, number 1, because they're a popular sports athlete, number 2, and because they're popular with sports, they have many, many people watching them, and they want to do the same thing. So they were initially paid to start doing this and showing people, I'm doing this for ALS research. If you don't do it, you have to donate what? $100, yes. And the $100 will go to this company to promote them. And after you do it, you tell 3 other people it's your turn to do it. Yes. So that's the idea. It's marketing. It was getting popular people to get many, many other people to start copying you, and that's how this popular trend caught on. So why is it a problem? Yes, Emily again.
In California right now, at least in the United States, is going through a really big drought, and so you're supposed to conserve water, and so one of the things is that there's a lot of people using the water. Also, globally around the world, there's a lot of problems with water and people not being able to have access to clean water, and so we're just using clean water to throw over our heads because we never thought it'd be a good idea to just throw dirty water over our heads, but we get dirty.
Right. One problem with this is that some people complain in North America, many people have water, but some people do not have water. For example, in California, there's not enough water, and they're complaining, you are wasting water when we don't have it. That's terrible. Yes?
On a side note, I saw a lot of Californians for that challenge, they used milk instead of water. Yeah.
Some people in California using milk over their head. Okay, good. If there was a drought. That's one interesting way to show you care. What is the global issue with water, though? What is one problem with ALS that's global? Clean water. North America has lots of clean water. In Korea, we have lots of clean water. Everybody here can drink from your sink in Korea. And the Seoul government, many Korean government offices, the city hall, they actually make water from the sinks. They put it in bottles, and some people buy those bottles at the convenience stores. So the clean water in Korea is very popular. There's a lot of clean water around. But in other places like Africa, they don't have it. So companies like Procter & Gamble and Kimberly-Clark, they're starting to promote and educate other people. We care about people in other parts of the world. We care about people in Africa that do not have water. Later, when we have more time, if you're interested, I can show you a study. I was doing marketing in Africa, in Kenya, in the poorest parts of the world this summer, and I can show you a video about how those people are working with water that's a little bit shocking for you guys. Another thing is, has anybody heard of the ALS marketing campaign? You've heard about the ice bucket. But what about the new dirty water drink vending machines in New York? Has anybody heard about how companies in New York are selling dirty water? You want a Coke? You want an iced tea? How about dirty water? It's a new business idea. It's a new marketing idea. Has anybody heard about that? Yes. What did you hear?
I just researched about
You have to love technology. You can find it on your cell phone right now. Yes, good.
UNICEF sells dirty water in
Calgary, parts of Canada, maybe, and in New York. Basically, it's a Coca-Cola vending machine where you can go buy drinks downtown in the city, like in New York. But instead of buying Coke and Fanta or Sprite or 7-Up or cider, it's selling dirty water. Why? That is a way to make people feel, oh, really cool, I want to do this. Because what is the alternative? The alternative is, there's poor people, please help, give me money, please help, give me money. And that makes you feel a little bit bad. It makes you feel sometimes sad if you don't know enough about the poor people. Most of the poor people are probably happier than you. A lot of them are happy and proud, and they're interested in money for growing their business, not just donations. But many rich people don't know that. Many rich people only think poor people are sad and not very good. That's not really educated. But because rich people think of that bad thing, when you ask for money, like UNICEF asks for money, people feel uncomfortable and they just walk away. They don't really look. But if they have this big vending machine with dirty water, buy dirty water, $1 or $2. It's like a game, like the Ice Bucket Challenge. You will buy this garbage, but the purpose is to give $1 to help people that have no water in Africa. All of that vending money goes to help people, and that dirty water is just a marketing game, a marketing trick to help you. And so when you walk around all day with a glass of dirty water or a bottle of dirty water, people say, "Oh my gosh, what are you doing? That's like dirty water." And you say, "Yeah, it is. Want some? You should have some too. You should help people in Africa. You can buy it here or you can get it here." They don't say you can donate here. They say it's fun, it's cool, you can buy it here. That's what people like. So for you to use the information with the social media and socializing, you can get people to support your cause, whether it's ALS or water or the rainforests, etc. So the next thing with information, one of the last things we're going to talk about is this. This is our class Facebook. Students have put information. This boring, ugly guy in the middle, he's put a lot of information. Here is information from a student, but this is not from a student. What is this? This is the social media analytics. This automatically knows our group cares about this topic, so this company is selling this information to other companies, and the companies can advertise their products here. This social media analytics, Facebook management, they can test and see what we like. And since we like this, they introduce this to us. And this is the same thing we were talking about today. So we have Kimberly-Clark takes the cardboard out of toilet paper. Kimberly-Clark tosses the toilet paper tube. Cool Ads talking about Procter & Gamble. So it's not just one company. It's two different companies. How do those companies that are, 8,000 miles away, 10,000 kilometers away, these companies are very far away. How do they know our small little class in Korea is talking about them? That is the power of information and strategy with management. You must know why social media and why big data is important. Everything you do on the internet can be seen by everyone. You think it's secret, it's not so secret. If you're smart, like these companies, you can dig through it and show the people that care how you can help them. Just because they have automatically used computer programs to find this, they can do more sales and promotions with you guys. So please make sure you're aware of those concepts. What else? Let's start going through this Kimberly-Clark's case study. It was talking about Kimberly-Clark, and they started with Kimby's and Procter & Gamble that had the Huggies and Loves. When did diapers first start getting popular? When did diapers start? Was it in 1961 when they made the beginning of Pampers? No, it started before the beginning of Pampers. Any idea what year or which country? Sweden. Diapers actually started from Sweden. It's not just in North America or Japan. Yes. And when did it basically start? It was invented in Sweden and introduced to North America by Johnson & Johnson's in the 1940s. Then, after they found out about it, these big companies, Procter & Gamble and Kimberly-Clark, they started to make them. And Pampers was one of the first ones that was started in 1961. And then it was growing. It was, how big of a business? Any idea how much money do they make selling diapers? Million? Billion, yes. How many billion? Each company, not the overall industry. I believe it was saying something like $8.5 billion in diaper sales for one of these companies alone. So it's obviously a huge, huge business. So if you're going to be doing that, yes, it's very easy to know you need to analyze and find what people care, especially if you're in a new market. The idea that North American market has these two companies that are the biggest, they control most of the market, but they're fighting with each other, and there's not many new customers. There's not many new customers. So they're starting to look in other places, like where diapers came from, in Europe, like Sweden. And where else is a very popular place they're looking? Of course, in Japan. Japan is where they changed from the paper to that new technology. There's the new molecule, the polyacrylate, that was able to absorb water. They put that chemical or the powder in the diaper, and it started to absorb the material a lot faster, and the diapers were a lot thinner. Any other interesting things you guys have found with this? Yes, Wade?
Oh, on the top of the page, we just posted a picture.
At the top of the page?
Yeah.
Okay. You got to love the technology. You can actually post in class now. Oh, it's not. I just need to renew it. Yes. I'm too old. Okay. Yes.
That picture talks about all the landmass like diapers are causing and environmental problems.
So this is very interesting. Yes. Can you help explain what is this 27.4?
It's billion like diapers and like how it's like filling up the landfills and how long it takes for them to decompose. It takes like 200 to 500 years.
Yes, so diapers are not really good for the environment. That's another reason why the diaper companies need to start managing for the environment much, much better. Please think about that. Please think, how can the poor people start to benefit with information? How can the poor people start to benefit with this water issue that's very popular nowadays? And next week, try in your groups to get some social media analytics paper and then get ready to discuss that. Present that in the class next week, okay? Each group next week together, we will all present something. The following weeks, it will just be one group, okay? Any questions before the end of class? That's it. Thank you very much, folks. Have a good day.